Hey everybody, welcome to Sad Panda Presents. This is a podcast about music, and we're going to discuss what we think about some different albums that we're listening to. Right now we're taking a break from the Consequence of Sound staff pick list, and we are talking about an album that we enjoy. So today we are going to get a little country, and I'm Andrew.
And I'm Shane.
And would you like to introduce this month to our dear listeners?
Yes, I would, because I am so proud of this. So Andrew and I have been discussing that there are no country albums on the Consequence of Sound list.
Right.
So we kind of decided that we needed to do country music. And through the course of things, we decided our favorite country albums are ones that I think people need to hear about. And it just so happened that it falls in September, so we're calling this month Two-Step September. Two-Step-Timber. Shit. Damn it. Two-Step-Timber. I was so excited about it. Two-Step-Timber. Yes, Two-Step-Timber. So
yeah, I figured I would let you introduce this idea because you came up with it, and then you had to go fuck it up.
And then I fucked it up.
Yep. Oh, by the way, we use coarse language sometimes. I think I left that out of the intro, but whatever, dude. Whatever.
If you haven't noticed, we do that. So Two-Step-Timber is my brainchild. It took me a long. I spent like 2 hours at work just trying to come up with something because we wanted to do country, and I was like, well, let's do it in September. Okay, what? Two-Step-Timber. Nailed it. And then I said it to Andrew, and Andrew went, God damn it, fine.
Yeah, no. I said God damn it because I was a little jealous that I didn't come up with it, if we're being perfectly honest. Yeah. So, we're opening it up with an album that I think we both, have enjoyed since, probably around the time it came out, maybe a couple years after that. And this is Hank Williams III, Straight to Hell.
Yeah, so. I think you introduced me to this album, because I don't remember hearing this at all. I knew of Hank Williams III, because I knew of him because he was in, Superjoint Ritual, and right. He played with, Pantera and stuff like that. He was, the bassist for Pantera, when they needed a guy, and he was, he also played with a lot of the people in Pantera, after Pantera, and then he had other things going on.
Yeah, so I had never fucking heard of Hank III until my brother introduced me to this particular album, and it was probably, this was released in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. My brother must have been living in Kingsville again. I don't remember, but I imagine that it was pretty close to launch, or maybe within 2 years that he showed me this album, and instantly fell in love because it's fucking great.
No, it's amazing. It's a really good album.
He's an angsty motherfucker.
I like a lot of. Okay, so I think we're gonna fanboy out. I think we're both gonna fanboy out a bunch. Because
Probably.
this is a very good album. And, I think he has a lot of, he sounds like his grandfather. So Hank Williams the First.
Right.
Jambalaya, he has that real nasally, jambalaya, that real nasally kind of drawn out sound.
Yeah, man, he's, got that real thin country accent.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he really does. He really has that, he's straight up from West Virginia. And you can
Yeah. And yeah, that comes through, in more than just his accent. But,
for sure.
Yeah. This is this dude, okay, so this dude is white trash Jesus. Is the best way I can describe how he looks and his attitude and dude, the South will rise again, white trash Jesus. That's what this motherfucker makes me think of. And that being said, I'm not trying to diss the dude. That's just kind of the style he's got going on.
For sure.
And you can probably blame some of that on West Virginia. But the man can write music. The man can write fucking songs. And the people in it, the people that he plays with, the guys in his band, are second to none. And his voice is on point. Like, you can tell that he's grown up singing his granddaddy songs and shit. Like, dude's talented, and the people he works with are extremely fucking talented. And man, we'll get into it, but yeah, just to paint a picture there, he does look like trailer trash white trash Jesus. And you know, like wiry thin, long hair, white trash goatee, that kind of shit. But like kind of like if Joe Dirt made country music. I don't think he has a mullet though.
I'm sure he does. Don't get it fucked up. Like, I'm sure he does.
No, I've seen pictures of him. He's just got long, stringy hair.
Yeah. So, when I first started interacting with Tadpog, like I said, my name is Shane, and I remember the first time, like, I called into Tadpog, like, Tyler or Dave, I think both, said that, like, the only Shane I knew was, like, the guy who, like, smoked cigarettes, blew up...
Had a rat tail.
And had a rat tail and blew up fireworks. So, I think Hank III is definitely that Shane.
Yeah. So, like I said, huge respect to the dude. But yeah, his, you couldn't tell it by looking at him. That being said...
he looks like the kid from, like, he looks like the kid playing the banjo. Like,
yeah.
He looks like that kid growing up.
In a West Virginia high school. Yeah.
Oh, for sure. He looks trailer parky as fuck. But I mean, honestly, he's Hank Williams III.
Right.
Like, he comes from music. He knows music in and out.
Oh, yeah.
And
I mean, this dude comes from country music royalty. I mean,
oh, for sure.
Hank Williams and Hank Williams Jr., like, those two dudes are fucking massive. And he kinda strayed from the path. Like, he didn't do the traditional country that his granddaddy and daddy did, right? Like, he straight up went a whole different direction, playing with, like, Pantera and shit. So, it's an interesting thing to see him putting out country albums. And like, I don't know if you've listened to some of his other albums, but he does do the straight-laced country as well. Like, he's totally capable and really good at putting out, like, super traditional country as well. But he very much lives that, like, outlaw country lifestyle, or that heavy metal, lifestyle, if you will. Like, he talks about doing drugs, and that's because he fucking does drugs. like when he says he smokes pot and drinks whiskey, he fucking means it, you know?
For sure. And, no, for sure. I think the entire point of this album, that he made this album, is because I feel like he is tired of he even says throughout this album, like, he's tired of this pop country.
Yeah.
He wants to go back to, like, country being country.
Right.
Not this, pretty boy fucking highlights in your hair and you're rapping in the middle of a fucking country song.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably not a fan of, like, Taylor Swift. Shit like that.
Yeah. And
not just her, it's other people too, but, that's one that comes immediately to mind because she crosses over between pop and country, heavily.
But I'm thinking, like, Florida-Georgia line.
Okay.
Like, those guys they're pop country.
Right.
It's more, it happens to have a twang, so therefore it's country. Just because they have a little accent.
Right,
but it's but it's pop music.
Right. So, yeah, he's very much not a fan of that kind of thing. So, and we'll get into it for sure.
Oh, he makes it very apparent he's not a fan of that. But, I feel like this whole album that the reason he made this album was because of that. Like, he's tired of here's my theory, and this is just me, is that Garth Brooks fucked up country music.
Go on.
Because Garth Brooks was huge in pop and country. So he was like the Elvis of pop and country.
So you think that Garth Brooks opened the door to the pop country crossover?
I believe that he did. Okay. He took pop and he took country and he put it together, and he was, on top of that, being a very good showman. He's a very good showman.
Yeah. Well, this is what I've heard. I've never seen it. I've never been to a Garth Brooks show. The only country show I've been to, well, no, I've been to a lot of country shows. None of them have been Garth Brooks. I guess the most famous country artist I've seen live, was at the Houston Rodeo when I saw, Alan Jackson.
Okay.
Which, I mean, that was my introduction to country music, was Alan Jackson. So I was pretty fucking stoked, cause I'm not a huge country person. But, you know, Alan Jackson was one of the first CDs I owned. So that shit was ingrained in me, and I love that man. Plus he's like super humble and like straight up family man. This dude, he'll record an album. He may or may not tour, and then he goes home and spends time with his family for like 3 or 4 years, and then might record an album then after that. Like, dude is, I mean, he did his thing in the 80s and 90s and shit when he was touring a lot, but now he's like an at-home family man and just fucking does his thing, man. Runs his farm or ranch or whatever the fuck he does, with his badass 80s, Jerry Cole mullet.
No, that boy got a sweet mullet. He got a sweet mullet.
Damn right.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've grown up in South Texas, so I've seen a bunch.
Right.
I remember when, like, George Strait used to come to Kingsville all the time.
Right.
Like, every year for the rodeo. I saw Reba McEntire out here.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, for sure.
Huh.
Yeah, she was in Kingsville.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, in fact, there was a story my grandma used to tell me that I was mad because they were selling roses to give to Reba, and like, they didn't buy me a rose to give to her, and I was all pissed off the whole night because I didn't give to her.
That's awesome.
And I was all mad about it. In fact, I raised a goat for the show, for the livestock show, and I named her Reba.
Okay. Okay.
But, in fact, speaking of country music, my dad and I, we used to raise rabbits, like show rabbits, and we went to the Houston Rodeo, and that year we went to the rodeo in Houston, oh god, what was it? It was Brad Paisley's 21st birthday.
Jesus. Okay. So this is a long fucking time ago then.
I was like 12 or 13 or something. I was like 8 or 9, maybe. No, I was like 12 or 13.
Like 20 years ago.
Yeah, like ages ago. And he played the, does he do this song about I'm gonna miss her? Like, about the song about fishing, like he wants to go fishing?
My dude, you are asking the wrong person.
I think that's it. That was the song that he played. Like, well, I'm gonna miss her because he wants to go fishing. She packed her bags, said, you and me are fishing. I was like, well, dude, fuck you, bitch.
I don't know. I never got huge into, honestly, I never got really into country. It's always been, I mean, I had that Alan Jackson CD that I played to death, but outside of that, man, it's always been like classic rock, metal, and blues. You know, I think I owned a George Strait CD, but honestly, it was just like what I heard in passing from other people, like when I'd ride with other people and shit. Just country was never a big influence musically in my life, because my dad and my brother didn't listen to a lot of country, so neither did I, you know?
Yeah, well, I get it. But
until this album.
That was
I listened the fuck out of this.
Like, yes, well.
This and like Shooter Jennings for some reason.
Shooter Jennings, good call. Like, yeah, Shooter Jennings too. Like, all the sons of the main people, like, in the 70s and 80s.
Right. So, like, I don't know. I listened to this and Shooter Jennings and Alan Jackson and, I don't know. There's probably a couple other in there, but I don't know. Again, like 1 or 2 CDs of each maybe, and that's about it though.
Yeah, my dad was like, my family was big into country, and I wasn't about it. Like, I knew the songs, but I didn't really care about those things. Anyway, blah, 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 blah. Enough of all that. So let's get into, Straight to Hell.
Yeah, so, the very first song, right, comes in with this very, very old country sound.
Yeah, it's a steel guitar, the old steel guitar.
Sounds like it's coming from an old radio, you know? And, and then, that happens for a stanza, and then, and then it picks right the fuck up, and we get into, Straight to Hell.
Hold on. You're missing the whole beginning.
Yeah,
it sounds like
saying.
A church choir. Satan is real.
Right.
Like, it sounds like an old Baptist kind of choir.
Yeah. But it also sounds like it's coming from a radio.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And then, he can lead you, and Satan's real, and he will lead you astray.
He's working with power, he can lead you astray. And
then,
yeah, the demonic laugh, right? So.
And then, boom, we're into the fucking what's gonna happen throughout most of these songs.
Yeah.
Now it's some honky tonk ass shit.
It is, but it's fucking outlaw country, right? Like, this is like the definition of true outlaw country. Cause this motherfucker means it.
I looked him up on Wikipedia, and, outlaw country sounds right, but what I think is more precise is neo-traditional country.
Okay.
Like, new traditional country.
Yeah,
I feel like that is more precise.
I don't know about that. Maybe some of the slower songs, but this song, man, it is, this is like speed country. like, if you adapted speed metal on a steel guitar and made it a country song, that's what goes on with a lot of this shit. And,
oh, for sure.
Like, I don't know, neo-traditional doesn't sound quite offensive enough.
And I also saw punk country.
Punk country I like better. I like that a lot better because he's got that very like punk anarchist attitude about him.
He's very angsty.
Yeah, he's super angsty. And I mean, this thing when the devil laugh comes in, they hit it hard. Man, his steel guitar player is like the fucking Charlie Daniels of steel guitar.
Andy, that man's name is Andy Gibson.
Okay.
Andy Gibson is a bad motherfucker.
He is though, Brack. Like, this dude can play the steel guitar like he goddamn invented it. Holy shit.
Oh, for sure.
So it comes in just with that thing just on fucking fire. And he just talks about, how he wants to get fucking rowdy and how he's going straight to hell and nothing's slowing him down. So just,
ain't nothing slowing me down.
Yeah. So you just better give me one more round. Like, man, it just fucking rocks. Like, he hits you out of the gate with this song with like, hey, I'm driving the fucking bus to hell. Get on, motherfucker.
Right? Like, for sure.
Like, dog, I've already drank a bottle of whiskey. I got another one in my cup holder. Get on the fucking bus. We're going to hell. Like
for sure. But what I like is like he's keeping he's going back to the old sound. Like
He
the
is.
old country sound.
He is.
But that's why I think like neo-traditional is more appropriate. Because he's going back to these old steel guitars and violins and mandolins and pulling him into a new sound. Because he's tired of this, pop country nonsense. But
I get that.
Short,
I get that. I do. But the attitude of it is totally punk. So that's why I like punk country better because, man. Okay, so what if we said, fuck. I think he does both of these things. I think he does neo-traditional and punk both very well, in the country genre because not all of his songs are this fast and this off the handle.
No, they're not, because he goes into like different songs that are slower and kind of like waltzy kind of things.
Right.
And like odes and stuff like that.
Yeah, and I haven't been to a Hank III show, but my brother sure as shit has. And what he told me is the show starts out very traditional country. And what you see in the crowd up at the front near the stage is buttoned up, long sleeve, pressed shirts, starched fucking Wranglers, cowboy hats. And
bunch of heavy starch, yeah.
Yeah, very traditional country. And then he starts, as the show progresses, he moves into more of the Hank III Straight to Hell album kind of stuff, where it's a little faster. It's a little less, I won't say less serious. It's a little more offensive though. It gets more into the rebel aspect of it, the fuck you aspect of it. And the crowd starts to turn where like now you've still got country guys in the audience, but they're not in the heavy starch anymore. They're
moving backwards.
Right.
Like the heavy starch is moving back in the crowd.
Right.
As the night
and the guys that are just in like the fucking, t-shirts, the fucking Waylon Jennings t-shirts, those guys are moving up and it's not so much heavy starch, but you still got the boots and the hat, right? And then as the night progresses, he moves from this into his fucking, his punk band, which is Ass Jack. And, he's all fucked up on stage and at this point he's high, he's drunk, who knows what the fuck's in his veins. And the starch guys are out the door. Most of the other country guys are heading out, and you've got the dudes with fucking mohawks and dreads, and if they've got a shirt on, it's cut to shit, and there's a mosh pit. Like,
for sure.
So the dude covers it all. I mean, from fucking traditional country to like new metal. And all of his musicians are great. And I think what Chris told me when he went to one of the shows was there was one guy that played in every single band and it was his bass player. And, if I remember correctly, that's what he told me.
Joe Buck?
And, is this big motherfucker that plays bass. And that's what I remember him telling me, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Well, the bass player on this album is Joe Buck. So it might be him?
I have no idea.
Possibly? So long story short, this guy Hank III he goes from old country odes to like crazy punk. And that's what you're getting.
Punk and metal, yeah. Yeah.
Punk, metal, and old country.
Right.
So
everything in between.
Real. So. Yeah, for sure. So Satan's real, and then, it turns into, I fucked, Sheriff wants to kill me because I fucked his wife. I'm going straight to hell.
Yeah. Man, I fucking love it. It's great.
Yeah.
Great song. I know we didn't talk about the actual song all that much, but fuck, it's good. It gets you right in the fucking mood of this album.
It sets the tone for sure of what you are going to anticipate. What's gonna happen next.
This ain't your daddy's country is what this first song says.
Pretty much. And then we go into, thrown out of every bar. And that's exactly what you think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
I've been beat up, I've been kicked around, I've been thrown out every damn bar
in this old
town.
Oh man.
In this old town.
Yeah.
So Andrew, my question, how many bars have you been thrown out of?
Probably a handful at most, if we're being honest.
I haven't been thrown out. I haven't actually like thrown out.
Oh.
I've been politely asked to leave more than a bunch.
Okay, yeah. That's what I mean by that. Like, I've been told to get the fuck out, politely or otherwise, a handful of times.
Have you ever been thrown the fuck out?
No, but I imagine this motherfucker has been. Like, picked up and physically thrown out the fucking door.
Yeah, cause he's a slight man like me. He's not a very big man.
Yeah, he's a small dude.
So I feel like he has been physically thrown out of a bar more than once.
I imagine you're correct. I imagine he doesn't have very many real teeth anymore.
Well,
like, he's got the money. There. He's got the money to get the dental work done, but I imagine a lot of them have been knocked out.
Forcibly.
So yeah, like you said, this song is literally just about being so goddamn rowdy all the time that he gets thrown out of, physically removed from every goddamn bar in this town. He talks about meeting up with his old friends, him and George, and he talks about doing so much trip, can't look you in the eye.
Look me in the eye. Yeah.
And there's a couple different ways to read that, but he's talking about something.
We'll let our audience figure that out.
Right. He references a couple of people, George Jones and David Allan Coe. Fuck man, like, I was listening to this today when I was in the workshop, and I listened to this album so goddamn much when I was late high school, early college. So probably between like 17 and 21. I listened to this album so goddamn much that I put it on today while I was in the workshop, and I can damn near sing along to all of these songs. Probably about 3/4 of them I still remember the words.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, when we decided to do this, I was like, oh fuck, I know this song. I know this album by heart.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Like, it's one of those things, man. I just, like, this one caught me in a good way at the right time. And god damn, I listened to it a lot. This was nostalgia lane times 100 for me.
Oh, for sure. When I want to act a fool, I'll pull this album up.
Oh, for sure.
All right, we're gonna fuck shit up.
This album probably got me more than one speeding ticket. You know what I mean?
This album got me at least a DWI. Minimum.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, been beat up. Anyway, before we move on, I do have to say the steel guitar work on Throwing At Every Bar is really good.
Yeah.
It's a good like 12 bar kind of sound.
Yeah.
Like it really is. And the stand up bass is really good too. And I gotta give, Joe Buck a big heads up because the bass sound on this album is fucking amazing, especially on this song.
Dude.
And then the steel guitar is phenomenal. And that's what hits me just about this song.
That's the thing, man. You cannot deny the musicians in his band. They're fucking phenomenal.
They're A plus 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 plus.
Well, and that's the thing, man. Coming from country music royalty, he can get any musician he wants, but he sticks with, a core group that fucking records these albums. And so I haven't seen a picture of Joe Buck, but I imagine that's his fucking bass player. And I imagine the steel guitar player is his fucking steel guitar player. And he's like, listen, if you're going to join me, you're going to put up with my shit and you're going to be the best you're going to be the best goddamn at your instrument. You just are. You know what I mean?
I don't think he has to tell them that. I think that's why he chooses those people.
Probably.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Like,
you're probably right.
He chooses them because they are the best.
Yeah, you're probably
People
right.
have to tell them shit, you know?
Yeah, I imagine so. This is a really fun song, basically. This is his party song. He's like, I'm gonna do a bunch of whatever I can find in this town and get rowdy as fuck and get thrown out of the bar. That's what's gonna happen tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And that's, anyway. Oh, yeah, for sure.
Alright, so let's move on.
And, the Country Heroes.
No. The next song is Things You Do to Me.
Oh shit. God damn it.
Or at least that's what I have on my list. Am I wrong?
You're right. You are.
Okay.
You're right. You're right.
Okay. So, Things You Do to Me. This is the first time we get to look at a solemn Hank.
Yeah, for sure. Like, this is, this is where we actually see his,
Humanity?
Yeah. We'll call it that. Yeah, yeah, we can do that. Yeah, that sounds right.
I mean, I don't know if that's the right word, but I guess what I'm leaning towards is this is the first time you see that he's got any kind of like, what's the thing?
Like his vulnerability.
Yeah.
Like he's opening up as a person.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was looking for. It's the first time he's vulnerable at all. Because, he says, I take a shot of whiskey so I don't have no regrets. But what that means is when he's sober, he's got fucking feelings. He's drinking to numb away pain at this point. It's not about partying in this song. Or getting rowdy. It's about like, hey, you broke my goddamn heart,
Yeah, okay. So yeah, for sure. So this is him like, this is a good old country song.
He's still
I loved you, but you didn't love me, so fuck you, and now I'm gonna crawl in the bottle.
Exactly. He's still an asshole about it. Like, I'm lost and broke and got nothing to lose, but, still here thinking about the things we used to do,
Yeah, that's country.
Yeah.
That's country music.
It really is, though.
Like, this is the whole thing that I'm saying, like, this is him going back to being country.
Yeah.
This is what country music is about.
Yeah, to me,
Yeah,
to me, this is where the neo-traditional country really, this is a song that epitomizes it, right? Because he's still got these fantastic musicians and he's still adding new elements in some kind of a way. And he's still got some angst in there, but yeah, it's more of a traditional country song, for sure.
But at the core, it's like, come on, be real. Country music has three things. It's either, I love you, fuck that bitch that left me, or
I'm gonna go mudding in my truck.
I'm getting fucked up. Yeah, I'm getting fucked up. Like, what's that, there was a line in a movie called Hamburger Hill, and it said, here's every country music song ever. Oh, I lost my truck in the middle of the road and I'm crying over you.
Right. Right. Yeah.
It's a basic country music song. Like, this bitch broke my heart and now I'm gonna drink my sorrows away.
Right. But it's done well.
It's done well.
It's not the best song on the album by any stretch, but
not even a little bit.
It's a traditional country song done well. So then we move on to Country Heroes. And,
Country Heroes.
And god damn it. So he's continuing with more of the traditional country style.
Mm-hmm.
But fuck, this steps it up. This is a way better song than the last song. Like by a bunch.
This is an ode to the old country people.
It is. And god damn, dude. God damn, does he do it well.
It's so good.
I love the fucking, I love the chorus of this song. I love the way he creates his ode to, old country. Like I fucking love it. It's really fucking good.
Yeah, for sure. And I have to say that, where is it? Where is it? There's a bit in this song, where is it? Oh yeah,
Go on.
after that Andy Gibson, the steel guitar player, hits right after he says, I'm gonna get wasted.
Right.
And then he just, wow, 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 with all, like, he hits that hard, and like, it melts my heart. Like, the steel guitar, when like, he's like pleading, like, it feels like, this song, for me, feels like Hank is pleading, like, I want to have this again. Like, I want this to be a new thing again.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah.
And there's this twinge of like pleading with it, where the steel guitar comes in, and he's like, oh, and he wants to just have these old times back again.
For
like
sure.
He's like, please come back. And then,
for sure. Like, so.
One of the greatest songs on this album.
So what he's doing there with that steel guitar is he's playing slide on it. And, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, he's gonna keep a slide. Steel guitar player slide is like, you know, all the time, right? But this is a very slide heavy steel guitar, and the wah 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 wah, you know, like, I didn't mean for that to sound like the whammy sound or anything like that,
wah, wah, wah.
But you know, that slide sound, that wow wow, you know, like that whole thing. And it's just like you said, it accentuates in a lot of good spots, and this is just masterful playing by his band. And honestly, it's just, god damn, dude, it's a great.
It's one of the best songs on the album. Like, honestly, it's one of the best songs on the album.
It's definitely up there. It's definitely in the top half for sure. And if you really dig just country, you're gonna dig this song. If you dig the people he's talking about, you know, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Dale & Co., like, the original Hank, like, you're gonna dig this song, just cause this is an ode to, you know, the old crew.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a plea, it's a cry for, can we please get these people back in country music? I'm tired of this nonsense that I hear on the radio, this Nashville country bullshit where these fuckers have highlights in their hair and they're rapping on their songs. Like,
well,
he's tired
I mean,
of that shit.
he gets more into that theme later, but this, yeah, it's for sure. It is definitely calling out to the old style.
This is a pine. He's pining for that.
Yeah,
like,
he's pining for the old days.
Like, for the old days, exactly.
So, so this leads into, man, the next song here is called D. Ray White.
I've been waiting for this for a fucking year and a half since we started this podcast.
I know exactly what you mean. Like, every time cause I re-listened to this album about 3 times today, and every time this song came on, I was just like, god damn it, I can't wait to talk about this song.
Would you like to start?
Well, okay, so.
I don't have a pill bottle. Do you have a pill bottle?
I don't have, man, fuck, I don't have anything with me that rattles.
Can we?
Oh, hold on. I got it. Hold on.
Alright.
Did that come through?
Yeah.
Alright, that's a West Virginia mating call.
Yes!
So as we explained, that's supposed to be a pill bottle. And, you would get this reference if you had watched a documentary called The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia, to which this song is referring. It's not referring to the documentary, it's referring to the family that this documentary is about. I should clarify, because apparently, from what I understand, Hank III is very good friends with these people.
Of course he is.
Yeah, I think I'm not, I don't think, I'm 100% sure he's in the documentary, singing this song.
Yeah, he plays the song and Jeb is doing the fucking...
He's tap dancing on the picnic table.
doing the fucking whatever.
Yeah.
Fucking Michael Flannery, whatever the fuck that is.
He's tap dancing. He's tap dancing on the fucking picnic table. And he says it. He says it in the song. El Jesco's dancing in his daddy's shoes.
Daddy's shoes.
Because D. Ray White was a famous tap dancer.
I wouldn't say tap dancer.
I mean, he's wearing tap shoes.
It's not exactly tap dancing. It's not like jazz tap dancing.
No, it's not, like, but it's fucking...
It's the hillbilly version of like slap shoe dancing.
It is.
So like, it's like tap dancing. It's like it's a form of it's a form of dancing, but it's not tap dancing, but it is what it's the West Virginia style of Michael Flannery's.
But it's
Lord of the Dance kind of thing.
But they're wearing tap shoes. It's fucking tap dancing.
Oh, that is, they do have the clickers. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's not jazz tap dancing. It's not traditional tap dancing. It's West Virginia tap dancing. It's country tap dancing. It's still tap. It's just a very different style. And honestly,
do they call it stomp and smash?
I don't know,
they call it a something.
Basically, take whatever rhythm you're thinking of with traditional tap and replace that by the clickety clack of horse hooves, and you've got country tap, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of what it sounds like.
But we're getting too deep into just the tap dancing.
We really are, because
I think
this song is about a family that lives in West Virginia. They still do. And
they are amazingly awful.
They really are, though, Brack.
They're amazingly awful. So D. Ray White, here, I'll give a little backstory. D. Ray White was the patriarch of this family, if you will. And what he did was he lived in West Virginia, the coal mining state.
Right.
And so he grew up, and his family, he started his family, he was a coal miner, and what happened was, it was kind of like the Henry Ford, like what Henry Ford did with like the Ford villages. Like, so you got paid, but you can only get paid at the Ford store.
Right, like
you can only buy your groceries at the Ford store.
You didn't get paid in dollars. You got paid in coal bucks, or whatever company was running it, whatever their currency was.
Exactly.
Right.
So it was kind of like a indentured servitude kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a real fucked up way of employing people. It's not technically employment, because you're not giving them real currency. It's technically,
monopoly money.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think you're right. I think it's like indentured servitude. I think it really is right along those lines.
And so through the course of things, D. Ray White was a man who did the coal mining, but he got really good at, let's call it, he lived in that system, and he got frustrated because of it. Because there's a glass ceiling, and he hit it. However, the Social Security Act happened, and he was like a fucking lawyer for that. Like he read the law, and he learned how to manipulate the system for disability and all that kind of stuff. And so he set up himself, his wife, and all of his children, his grandchildren, and his entire family.
Right. Anybody he was even remotely related to, he got them into the into the welfare system, essentially, and both state and federal, and in whatever way he could. And like you said, he was like a goddamn lawyer. He wasn't actually a lawyer; he was a fucking coal miner. But he read and read and read and understood these laws better than he understood the goddamn coal mines. And he learned and then taught his entire family how to take utmost advantage of these social systems.
For sure, because he was so frustrated by being in this system that he was in, Like he's like, fuck that, they're fucking me. So you know what? I'm gonna fuck the system, and I'm gonna teach my kids how to fuck the system.
Right. And I mean, we eventually, I don't even know how far back was the Monopoly money era, and if he was actually in that, or if that was like his daddy or granddaddy's upbringing. Because eventually that got outlawed, and they had to pay people real money. And I think that was actually, I think those laws were actually earlier than D-Ray. But I could be wrong too.
No, he was like, I think that was like the 20s and 30s when D-Larry's around.
See, I
think that's the whole.
Yeah, but I thought
the whole point
I thought the whole like Monopoly money thing was earlier than that. I thought that was like post Civil War, so like late 1800s. But I guess that would lead into early 1900s. So either way, he would have had a taste of that lifestyle, right?
Yeah, no, that was the whole point. Is D-Ray, like his dad lived through that, and I guess.
But anyway,
because the Social Security system didn't start until 30s and 40s.
Yeah. I mean, you don't see the social systems really taking place until the dirty 30s, right? And the early 40s and stuff. So, but this song is, it's the legend of D-Ray White, but it's a lot about his family too, like his immediate children, his wife and children, really, because they also talk about Mamie, and how she's still raising hell, and it's got this real interesting driving beat behind it. It's country, but it's almost eerie in the way that they apply like effects and shit to it, because it's that bum ba da, but it's also got that slide in it with wow, and then they've got the tap in the background, the like the clacky clack like horse hooves, but everything's produced in a way that it's almost eerie sounding.
I think you're on the right track. I feel like this song is an ode to a man.
For sure.
And that's what you get, like the death sounding to it. Like, we're gonna honor a man.
Right.
However, when it comes into its apex, it's about the family. And it's kind of like an old Irish ode. It has like, kind of like, I don't know.
I like that, yeah.
Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's honoring the family, and it's like prideful. Like, we're gonna honor this man in death, but the family still, moves forward. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like that's the whole kind of, the legend D-Ray White will never die like a rebel yell. And that's like when it picks up, and then you have the fiddle and the mandolin, like everybody coming in hard with their sound, because it's like honoring the family. Like it's, I don't know.
Yeah. And I don't know, we spent a lot of time on this, but it's worth a listen for sure. And it's honestly worth a watch. The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia is the documentary that does a real deep dive into this family. It's super interesting and also kind of sad. Just that, like, this is still a societal status of people in this country. It's sad on that note, to be perfectly honest.
Please check that documentary out. It's something, it kind of encapsulates this entire album.
Yeah, it really does. And you'll get our West Virginia mate and call joke, which is, worth it. Worth it just for that.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyway,
moving on.
The next song is Low Down.
Moving on to Low Down. Mm-hmm.
This is another, sad country song, right?
Honestly, this is kind of the peace song for me.
Yeah, I agree.
It feels like a 12-bar kind of slide guitar, sad country song about, we've heard you being sad and shit.
It's just a sad country song. There's not a whole lot here. The chorus is catchy to a point, but
oh yes,
way less so than other songs in this album. So
True, but I do have to say the background vocals are fucking amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it's still very well done. There's nothing on this album that's not super well done. But
I just want to point out that the girl that does the background vocals is she does a hell of a job. Hell of a job. Hell of a job. But again, this is kind of the peace song. So, meh.
Right. Then we get to another song called Pills I Took.
Pills I Took.
Fucking A. This song.
This is a banger.
It really is though, Brack. Oh, god damn it. This song, the intro to this song is a car crashing.
Yep.
And then he just, like, man.
It's not that fast. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I've been awake for 8 days straight. Well, it's fucking pills I took. Yeah, fuck yeah, it is.
You're right. It is that
I know,
fast.
it's great. I love it. This song, man, if you never wanted to try drugs, listen to this song and you still won't want to try drugs. But god damn, it's fun. Like the song. Not drugs. The song.
Yeah.
This song is just a big bag of fucked up fun.
It reminds me of that scene in Fear and Loathing.
Okay.
Where they wake up in the hotel room and then he sees the lawyer in the bathtub and he's about to fucking drop the goddamn toaster in the bathtub.
Yeah.
And he's like, I woke up and everything was a mess.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that scene in a musical style.
Yeah, it really is. It really fucking is. You never turn. You never turn. Another good analogy for this, in my eyes, is the Quaalude scene in The Wolf of Wall Street, where he drives his Lamborghini home, and to him, he doesn't realize that to him, he got home fine. And then he looks out the next morning when he's getting arrested and his Lambo is just fucked up. And shit's just all melted when, like just everything he does is super melty when, from an outside perspective, and from his is like all amped up and shit. That's another scene that reminds me of this. Like, it must have been the pills.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's like, yeah, for sure. It's that scene, like, you can turn your back on a man, but you can never turn your back on a drug.
Yeah. This is Fear and Loathing the song, basically.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Like, this song, like, man, it's, there's blood on the carpet, holes in the wall, must have been them pills I took. Yeah, mirrors are all busted and someone's crying. Must have been them pills I took. Like,
yeah, Gonzo fucking acted a fool. He got that fucking little girl from the fucking
super fun. Love this song.
I love this album.
Yeah.
Moving on to Smoke and Wine.
Yeah.
This song's great. It's a good old hillbilly song.
It really is, though.
And this song is so, it's a good uplifting song. It's like, like it has like that banjo, like real fast banjo-y thing. And, you just, hey man, just want to act a fool, want to get fucked up and act a fool.
Yep. If I think I'm going to have a bad time, got a little bit of smoke and a whole lot of wine.
And a whole lot of wine. Yeah. Yeah, just, when you want to act a fool, this is your anthem.
Yeah, it really is. Like you said.
One of the best songs on the album. It's very upbeat. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
like,
it's super catchy. Like you said, that banjo is real strong. And, I mean, there's just not a lot to say about it because there's not a lot of depth in this song, but,
He says it straight up. I got a little bit of smoke, a little bit of wine. If I'm having a bad time, I get a little bit of smoke, a little bit of wine.
I mean, that's what it is.
Moving on.
Next one is,
alright.
Next one is
my drinking problem.
So I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves on the episode, but I have a sneaking suspicion this is right up there as one of your favorite songs.
Mine?
Yeah, is it not? Because it's a pissed off breakup song.
Oh, for sure.
So I just assumed it would be one of your favorites.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because I mentioned the Brad Paisley thing with the fishing thing.
Yeah.
Like the one that, she said she'd leave me if I went fishing.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss her. That's exactly this song.
It really is, though.
It's exactly this song. She said, you don't stop drinking. I'm gonna leave you. Well, my drinking problem just left because I'm gonna get fucked up because after she packed her bags and we got the fuck out.
Well, I fucking, man, he doesn't even fucking hesitate. Comes right out the door. She says she's gonna quit me if I didn't quit the booze. So I just started drinking more. See if she would really choose. Fucking first lines of the album. And then, my drinking problem left today. This is like a breakup anthem for like good old boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, this is a fuck you bitch later. Fuck you next.
So like this is one of those things where it's like, when my brother was showing me this album, this is one of the ones that he, chose to put on, front row because it comes right out. But on top of that, it's just,
hell yes, man.
Just a good fucking song.
Oh, also
super catchy.
No, for sure. So, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but however, this is the first country album to have a clean and dirty version. So this is the first country album to ever have a clean version at Walmarts and Targets and shit like that had parental advisory. Yeah. And when we move on to the next song, that was not listed that was not on the clean version. No.
I think there's one song in between this one and the one you're thinking of. Cause Crazy Country Rebel is the next song, right?
Yeah, that's the one. That one got off that's not on the clean version.
I figured Dick and Dixie got cut.
That's also that's the only other song that also got.
Okay, yeah, cause I
did not make it on the clean version.
Okay, so this song, alright, so Crazy Country Rebel, I get why this got cut too, because it starts off with, rolling by myself, went down to Memphis, Tennessee, looking for a guy with mullet, no teeth, tripping on some acid a Latino gave to me. It's literally a song about drugs. He talks about every drug in the book.
Drugs.
Every drug in the book. This is like, man, I gotta say, when I went to high school, I took ag and I took metal shop and all that shit. And most of those guys were pretty straight laced. It was like they dipped, or they smoked cigarettes and
tobacco.
Yeah. Tobacco and alcohol were the big things. Most of these guys didn't know jack shit about anything else. Like, some of them smoked weed sometimes. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Yeah. And, but this is just like, man, he talks about, name a drug. He's done it. You want some mushroom tea down in Texas? Yep, that's what he's talking about. Fucking acid, fucking morphine, fucking, what else? H? He talks about H, which is heroin. Fucking weed, fucking drinking. He just, he talks about it all. This is him being a country rebel. Fucking doing it all. And it is such...
Scored some H for my old Uncle Pete.
Now I'm starting to feel like I'm on OD.
And this is... I like this song because it's kind of... It's more of like a laissez-faire kind of thing. It's not... It's kind of a... It's a good sound. It has a good sound.
It does. It's honestly, it's one of the catchiest songs in the album. I keep saying that, but it really is. I don't know, we get to the end of the album and starting from Pills I Took all the way down to Dick and Dixie, super catchy and super offensive shit, subject matter, but god damn, it's like, it's a little block of amazing fucking music. You know what I mean?
Oh no. The music, here's the thing about this album. The music is always 1,000% on point. Like, it's always 1,000% on point. Like, there's not a bad part. That's what breaks my heart about this, about like, delving into this album, is because they're fucking aces.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's fucking aces on this album. Yeah. The subject matter, I don't like this or that, but as far as like the sound of this album, it's fucking batting 1,000.
Perfect.
All the musicians are fucking 100% all the time.
Yeah, it's fucking perfect. You're right. The subject matter is not always perfect, but
apropos.
Right. But the actual the composition, the music side of it, and the performance of said musicians performing is fucking perfect in every song. They are at like a Prince level of perfectionism, and they're probably all fucked up. Or at least the head, what is it called? The frontman is.
I feel like James Brown could come in to this album and not have anything. He won't find nobody.
Yep.
He's just like, yeah, okay. Yeah. He didn't find a motherfucker anywhere. Sure. You know what I mean? Like, Zappa would have come in like, alright, well,
I guess we're doing country today.
I'm mad. I'm mad because I don't have anything to complain about. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I agree. Like, these guys are just super on point all the time.
For sure. Anyway, so we move on to Dick and Dixie.
Yeah. So like you said, the other song that got cut from the clean version
is definitely this song. Because hell yes, well.
Okay, so when we were talking about his angstiness earlier, about, not liking pop country, this song is his anthem to not liking pop country. Cause he's here too.
Hell yeah! He's fucking pissed off, like, nah, fuck all this bullshit ass Nashville.
Yep. He's here to put the dick in Dixie and the cunt in country.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Cause that pop country really sucks.
Dude, this is another super catchy fucking song. Like, this album is catch on catch on catch. It just is.
Oh, for sure. But it's well done. Like, it's so amazing. Like, he does a fuck you album most perfectly.
Yeah, he really does. And if I remember right, god damn it. Is it this song that he digs at Kid Rock?
Not yet.
Is that one coming up?
That's my only other note in this album.
God damn it. Okay, that's the next
getting
song,
there.
then.
We're getting
All
there.
right, I'm sorry. I got ahead of myself.
Yeah. We're not getting there. We're getting there. But no, I'm
sorry, audience. I ruined something that's really good. But if you listen to the album all the way through, you'll understand when you get to the next song. Anyway,
I don't even think that's that. Long story short, Dick and Dixie, it's a fast-paced, it's like Charlie Daniels, fucking Devil Down to Georgia, like good old, like really fast, really fun, but he's just saying, fuck the new country music, fuck these dudes with their highlights in their hair, like, pop country sucks. And it does. I mean, really, it does.
Yeah, I mean, there's, okay. Yes and no. It does and it doesn't. Because it's super goddamn successful.
I'm gonna quote a rapper called Immortal Technique. Okay. And, in one of his songs, he says, if your record goes platinum, it has nothing to do with luck. It just means that 1 million people are stupid as fuck.
Okay. Sure. The Beach Boys were a goddamn boy band.
They were the first boy
but they're
band.
fucking
Literally, it's in their name.
But they're fucking great.
It's
Just because a genre exists doesn't make everybody in that genre suck. So I get where he's coming from. He doesn't like pop country, but that doesn't mean that there aren't pop country musicians that do a damn good job and make good songs. So, and
the Beach Boys, you think the Beach Boys are pop country?
No, they're a fucking boy band. But a lot of people so what I'm getting at is a lot of musicians and a lot of like people that play other genres of music hate on boy bands. They just fucking, they hate on the Backstreet Boys, they hate on NSYNC, they hate on fucking boy bands in general. But the Beach Boys were a goddamn boy band and inspired a lot of those same musicians. So what I'm saying is, just because the genre exists, boy band music, boy band pop music. I mean, the Beach Boys were pop. Yes, they were surf rock, but they were fucking pop. They weren't Dick Dale. They weren't the epitome of goddamn surf rock. They weren't fucking Dick Dale. They were a boy band to the core. And
why are you yelling, dog? Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
What I'm getting at is Hank III, complains about pop country. Not all pop country is bad. Mm-hmm. I think this is a great fucking song though. I love this song because it's so fucking abrasive. I fucking love it. What I'm saying is, not all pop country is bad.
You are literally shitting your hand and eating it.
Yes.
With that argument.
Yes, I am. That's exactly what I'm doing. I'm saying not all pop country is bad, but this song.
I'm not saying it's bad too. I'm not saying not all pop country is bad. Don't get me fucked up. My first concert was Garth Brooks.
Right.
I fucking love Garth Brooks. The Thunder Rolls, motherfucker. Like, I love, but.
So we got the next song.
Not everybody likes us. And this is where you were talking about Kid Rock.
It is. It's not a fast song like it was the last one.
No, it's a nice and easy song.
Musically.
Yeah, musically, for sure.
Lyrically, he's still that same old, right?
Oh, he's just talking shit all day. Mm-hmm. Cause he says, I'm a son of a son, and I got shit for what I've said and what I've done. And I believe, here's the line. Just so you know, so it's been set in stone, Kid Rock don't come from where I come from. Yeah, he's true. He's a Yank. He ain't no son of Hank.
And if you thought so, goddamn, you're fucking dumb.
Yeah, you're fucking dumb.
Yeah, man, this is like a real, like, we break out the slide on that steel guitar like we do with most of these songs, but man, it is slow, it's precise, it's a great slow country song. This is a song,
I mean, honestly,
this is a slow country song you get your woman on the dance floor to, you know? But at the same time, like, he's just talking shit the whole time. It's great.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I love this song. I fucking love this song. But honestly, okay. Anyway, yes. He's talking shit the whole time. Love this fucking song. Cause not everybody's gonna like us. And like, he admits that, you know what? You're probably gonna like what I'm gonna say, but I'm doing what I'm gonna do. And if you don't like it, well then
that's
fuck
the thing.
you.
Not everybody likes us, but we drive some folks wild, is how he finishes that statement. And it's fucking perfect. Yeah. It really is.
Yeah, cause we are those folks.
Yeah.
We are those folks. I love this.
Yeah, dude, I do too.
This guy gets me. Yeah, this guy fucking gets me. Anyway, moving on to the last song on the album, Angel of Sin.
So.
I don't.
So this is just a fucking sad sack song. Right at the end of the album. Kind of forgettable to me. Honestly, by the time this song comes around, I'm kind of done. It's
This one, I kind of like this one a lot. Cause this is his, like, I feel like this is his repentance. Like this is him, like, look, I've said a lot of shit, but real talk, like, I've tried, I've given my soul to what I believed in, and this is what I commit to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good, like, traditional country song. It is. This is a good traditional country slow song. He's not talking shit. He's not cussing. He's not talking about doing drugs. It's a good traditional country song. It's just, by the time I'm here, I've listened to a lot of stuff, and it's just, I mean, closing the album out on this, I get it. I do. Mm-hmm. I really do. Like, back to my roots. This is old traditional fucking country. But and it's a good song. I'm not saying it's a bad song. I just don't need it on this album.
I think I highly disagree with you. Highly disagree. Because this is his repentance. This is a man who has claimed all his sins. He's told you exactly who he is.
Sure.
But this is his song saying, like, look, I'm trying the best I can to be a good man, but I don't know how to be a good person. And this is him talking to the Lord.
Yeah.
Like, this is a prayer.
Yeah,
to
yeah.
him. Like, look, man, I'm trying real fucking hard to be a good dude, but I don't know how to be a good dude.
Well, that's the thing is, like, he says it. When you're loving an angel of sin, she'll never be there for you. So he's saying him saying that, loving an angel of sin, that's a reference to the rest of this album. Of the getting fucked up and being a good old boy and getting thrown out of bars and doing drugs. That's his angel of sin that he's loving. But she's never there for you. Which, I mean, yes and no. Like,
that's what loops. I feel like that's what really encapsulates this album.
He's saying that kind of behavior is not rewarding, but he's also putting on concerts as Hank III and Ass Jack. So, for one, I find it hard to believe, and two, I just don't, like, I honestly just don't think this is a man of God. Like,
he's not. Well, that's the whole point, is that he's saying that this life is not worth living.
But he's living it every day regardless. Like,
exactly. But what he's saying, like, this is his acceptance to saying, like, look,
I mean, he says it in the first song, right?
When you're loving an angel of sin, she'll never love you, therefore, yeah, exactly. Like, look, it's fun to live this life, and I'm going straight to hell, but this is his, like, repentance. Saying, like, look, he's preaching to other people. He's trying to tell a story here. Like, yeah, all this boot scooting and fucking acting a fool and all that kind of shit is there, but here's the reality, that it's an empty existence.
I do really love how you use the term boot scooting there. That made me feel really good. But yeah, I get what you're saying. I just don't care. It's not a bad song. It's still written well. It's still performed perfectly. I like the song as a country song. Is it necessary for this album? I don't think so.
Absolutely.
I don't think so. Because here's the thing. The people that are living this lifestyle, they don't give a fuck. They're all in this same boat. And are they like, I'm not going to talk about like my views on religion or anything like that, but it's just like, it's just about your personal views. If you're living this type of lifestyle, what the fuck does this song even mean to you? You recognize that you're not being a good person? Cool, but it doesn't make you a good person for singing about not being a good person, you know what I mean? Like, it's a great song. I just don't, and I get why it's here, but it doesn't make up for the rest of, it doesn't make up for your shittiness. And I feel like that's what he's trying to do with the lyrics here, and I don't care, is my problem.
No, okay, well, I understand what you're saying, but I understand that, like, look, he's talking about acting a fool and all that kind of shit, but this is the song where he's saying, look, I've done this, I've been there, and it's empty. It's an empty existence.
So you think it's more of a warning to people than anything else?
Absolutely. Okay. He's saying, like, literally, he's saying, like, if you're loving an angel of sin, she'll never be there for you. So she'll be there for you the high times, but when you're down and fucking decrepit, like, no one's there. She won't be there. She'll be there loving you when you're fucking acting a fool and getting high and shit. But when you're down and out, no, because you're not fucking up. When you're reflecting.
I'll give it to you as a warning, song. I guess what I was getting at was, you had mentioned it as a repentant song. And to me, that, man, I grew up in Catholic school, so to me, that's like, once you repent, like, you go to confession, you confess your sins, and then you repent, and then you're welcome into the kingdom of heaven. And while I don't necessarily follow the dogma of the Catholic Church anymore, nothing, after listening to the rest of this album, nothing this man does to repent is gonna get him, like, I mean, I guess it would if he went to confession and all that shit at the end of his life, depending on which dogma you believe in. Again, that's a whole religious topic, but it's just one of those things of, like, this song doesn't really mean anything because then he goes out and performs and lives the lifestyle anyway. You know what I mean? But as a warning, I can totally see where you're coming from.
Yeah, when you're loving an angel of sin, she'll never be there for you. That's the whole thing. That's the whole point. Like, when you fucking act a fool, when you love the angel of sin, she'll never be there for you when you're fucking done with that.
Also, in the spirit of this album, I started drinking a little before we started recording, and I'm a little drunk. But I felt like that was appropriate. Have you heard the hidden track on this album?
No, I have not.
You should. It's really good.
Okay. The Louisiana Stripes?
Real good.
No, I haven't.
Real good. It's his version of, Folsom Prison. I'll put it that way. It's basically his take on Folsom Prison.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how else to describe it, and I'm not going to go into it because you haven't heard it and we haven't listened to it. So, it's a good hidden track if you listen to this song, not this song, this album. Louisiana Stripes is in there somewhere. I think it might be at the end of the album, but I don't actually remember, because I listened on Spotify today, so I don't know. Shane?
Yes, Bubba.
What are your top 3 songs?
Damn it. Okay. It's a hard one for me. It's a really hard one for me, cause, there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones. And I really don't know how to, damn.
Yeah.
I was not prepared.
I apologize for that.
No, not that I wasn't prepared for, I knew it was coming, but
you did.
I wasn't ready. Yeah.
In my pants.
Yeah. In his pants. But I don't know, man. It's really hard for, that's what she said.
It is though, it is.
It's really hard with this album because it's so good. Like there's not a, outside of,
every single song could be on your top 3 can be interchanged with really just about every other song on the album. I get that.
Exactly. I know for Good
It's
Lord.
solid gold. This whole album is solid fucking gold.
I mean, it's 10. For me, this album
Okay,
is
well
a
there
10.
we go. We got your rating out
It's
of the
up
way.
there.
I'm gonna agree with you and say
It's a
that this
10.
is a goddamn 10 because, oh man, it's a 10. It just is.
I mean, it's up there with Thank You, Scientist.
I could take half a point off because I don't care about, like, half of a couple of songs. Angel of Sin could go and I wouldn't mind it. Like, I wouldn't notice. Let me say that. I wouldn't notice if Angel of Sin wasn't on this album. Other than that, man, everything's perfect. So I'm gonna go with you and say a 10. But what are your top 3?
It's 10.
I tried to buy you some time with my explanation of a 10. God damn it.
Alright. So I'm gonna go with, my number 3 is Country Heroes. My number 2 is gonna be Dick and Dixie. My number 1 is gonna be Angel of Sin.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you, buddy?
The only thing different is number 1. Number 1 is Pills I Took.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, dude. Pills I Took. That's number 1 for me. That's the best song of this album.
That's the only thing that's different?
That's the only thing that's different. Number 3 is Country Heroes, number 2 is Dick and Dixie, and number 1 is Pills I Took. Yeah.
God damn it.
I was staring at this list the entire time I was trying to buy you a little time for your top 3 going, what are my top 3? You nailed it. Except for number 1. And I'm gonna put Pills I Took there.
Fair.
But again, they're all interchangeable. Fucking Satan is Real Straight to Hell could be.
I mean, Satan is real.
That
like,
could be in my top 3 too. Fucking Smoking Wine, that could be in my top. My Drinking Problem. The fact that My Drinking Problem wasn't your number 1 was a little surprising to me.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know. I mean, you can change out, this whole album, you can just change out any song at any time. And it could be, it just depends on your mood at the time.
Yeah. Every song on this album is fucking gold. It's
100%. Now, my question, is it better than, Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road?
God damn it. That's a great question. That's a great fucking question. Man.
Alright. So if it's not better than Yellow Brick Road, is it better than Off the Wall?
Oh, 100% yeah. It's better than Off the Wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it better? Hold on. Sir. Good sir. I know it's not better than Yellow Brick Road.
No.
But for the style that it does, is it better than Off the Wall? Because Off the Wall, for style-wise, is it better than Off the Wall?
Honestly, yeah. I'm not backing down from this. Yes, it's better than Off the Wall for what it is. Now, as far as impact on music in general, no, Off the Wall is far superior.
No, for sure.
As far as what it does within its own genre, man, I'm just not a pop guy. I'm also not a country guy, but this did way more for me than Off the Wall. The question,
I will only give it to this album because Hank III wrote, I think, most of the songs. I think there's only 2 songs that he didn't write.
Here's the thing, man, like, this competes with Yellow Brick Road for me.
Really?
Because not every song on Yellow Brick Road is perfect. And
it's not.
For what this album is, and for what this album is for country, and for what it does, not every, but damn near every song is perfect for what this album is.
However, no, I'm gonna strike that shit down right now because it does not cross many genres.
No, it does not.
It does not do what Elton John did in Yellow Brick Road. He did he did a lot of genres and did them. Every song was amazing for every genre he did.
You're absolutely right.
This is a good, an amazing album for the style. Elton John did every style.
So
he did an album of every style.
You're
and
absolutely
did it well.
right. This is the perfect album for what it was trying to accomplish. Yellow Brick Road,
absolutely. And that's
Yellow Brick Road was an amazing album for everyone. That's the difference.
Because that's
the difference. I can sing most of the songs on this album without the music. And I can't do that with Yellow Brick Road. That being said, I was introduced to Yellow Brick Road this fucking year, and I was introduced to this album in 2006. So, 13 years versus a couple of months is a big difference. That being said, All the Girls Love Alice is that song itself trumps pretty much this album.
Yeah, that was my next question. That was my next question. Like, is there a song better than All the Girls Love Alice on this album? That was my ace in the hole.
A lot of these songs take a shot, and a lot of these songs are as good in the country genre as that song is universally, but none of them are good universally at all. That's the thing. None of this album is good universally, and most of Yellow Brick Road and All the Young Girls of Alice, even the fact that it's about a goddamn hooker, is still universally a good song. So that's what it comes down to. You have to look at it more objectively than I'm capable of doing.
That's what I'm here for.
And so the Elton John album trumps this by like a lot. But god damn it. In my personal best of, if this was on the list, it would be right up there. With like Led Zeppelin and shit. And Neil Young and those guys. You know what I mean?
For me, this should be on the list.
Yeah.
But I don't know where it would fit.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing about the list is this is all time.
Mm-hmm.
If we're gonna put country on the list, do we make it Hank III?
Well, here's the thing. There is no country on the list.
So should Hank III represent all of country?
Man, I've had too much rum to have to answer that question.
Yeah.
That's my exit out. No, man, I have had too much rum to answer that question today. That's a good question, but I'm not gonna do that today. I think this is a really good album. Hank III, he sounds like his granddad. And he has the piss and vinegar like his dad. And he does a hell of a job on this album. And I think this is a really solid album. Cause he knows he knows a lot of great musicians. And they knock it the fuck out of the park.
They sure do.
And listeners, if you haven't listened to this album, please do so. Cause it's really amazing. Hank III is amazing. He's a good, He's a crazy Jew fuck.
He's a crazy battier
fuck.
than any Batman film you've ever seen. But he's a national goddamn treasure.
He's fucked up, but he can write a song. He played goddamn music really well. And I will stand to this day that this is one of the best albums I've ever heard in my life.
I'll agree with that. It is that good.
Anyway. It is that good. Anyway, Bowen, do you have anything more to say about this album?
I don't think so. Listen to it. That's it.
Yeah, please and thank you. If you haven't listened to it by now, please and thank you, do it. Because it's on
If
YouTube.
for nothing else,
it's fine.
if you just want the show of what is West Virginia white trash, I mean, go for it for that reason. Watch The Wild and Wonderful Whites of West Virginia. It's a fucking fascinating documentary. It really is.
I forgot about the goddamn wild. Yes,
and
watch The Wild and
this
Wonderful
man
Whites of West Virginia.
is associated with these people. In fact, one of the songs, D. Ray White, is about these people. Fucking watch that documentary. It is fucking fascinating. You will get hooked into this. You will know about the goddamn West Virginia mating call. You will know about CPS Took My Baby. You will know it. You will understand what we're fucking talking about. It's a fascinating documentary. This man is associated with it. He plays the song on it. You can listen to him play D. Ray White while fucking Jesco tap dances on the goddamn picnic table to the song. It's wonderful. It's heartbreaking.
Yep.
But it's heartbreaking as like to understand that humanity is at this point and worse because
it's eye-opening.
Definitely eye-opening.
Is what I would say. It is very eye-opening. And give it a look. Give it a watch. It's amazing.
And then listen to this, listen to this album first, because this album is better than that documentary is by a long shot. Anyway, thanks for listening. You can find us wherever you get your podcasts, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, Facebook.com/SadPandaPresents. That's the best place to actually interact with us. Leave a comment on Facebook, talk to us, suggest an album. We're gonna talk about albums that you suggest, whether you like it or not. But it's gotta be in like a Facebook comment or a Facebook message, or fucking email us at sadpandapresents@gmail.com or something.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Like, be like Nate Lyons, cause he asked for the Ugly album, the Ugly Organ album.
I don't know.
We did that.
I don't know if we've already done that or if we're going to do that, but it's, a thing. He requested it and we did it, or we're going to do it.
And we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it.
It's a thing. So fucking suggest albums.
But also stay tuned for
the rest of Two-Step Timber.
God damn it. Two-Step. Yep. Thank you, Andrew. Yep. God damn it. I fucked it up twice. Two-Step Timber. Two-Step Timber.
Deep and I'm a little drunk, but I can remember goddamn Two-Step Timber. Take a listen to whatever we talk about with our next country album. This is the opening to it, and it was let's just say we put the dick in Dixie for podcasts. Okay.
So, and the part 2 to Two-Step
we'll figure it out.
Two-Step Timber is going to be Stomp and Smash by The Devil Makes 3. So I hope. What?
Anyway.
Asshole. End podcast.
Alright, thanks for listening, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you. Bye. Asshole.